What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Duck D Fields. And before we get into anything, man, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Say what's up. Say you want to say what's on your mind. But hey, the hair is fucked up, like always. Damn near like always. But, you know, we got George Carlin breaks down how the system is rigged. We know that it's somewhat rigged, and that's how it's always been, man. You know, can't say much more about it, but I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. You got people in power, you got people who get money hungry, and they throw morals out the door. So, what do you expect, you know? But let's talking, we're watching, like always, man. Like always. Move the seat over a little bit. Turn the computer. Grab the headphones. Got them. And let's get into it.
The Americans seem to think that the party's going to last forever and the holiday goes on. And they don't really see the error of certain things. I mean, Thomas Rainsford Lounsbury was an educator in the 19th century, and he said, "It never ceases to surprise me at the
These motherfucking... That's the best quality they got for this one, so bear with me.
infinite capacity of the human mind to resist the introduction of useful knowledge." And that's what it is. People know better. People sense better. But they go against it. They just think there are no consequences.
It kills me that
it's a steady downhill slide. You know, this country is really finished. I mean, it really is technically finished. It's just a matter of playing out the end game. Well, that's true.
It's funny how he talks about that now, but then, like, now with social media being more relevant and, you know, the internet being a huge thing, they didn't have that back then. Like, not up to this speed, you know? And so people can look things up. Things get leaked on the internet that shouldn't have been leaked. And the trust within the government really isn't there because of all these leaks and people coming out speaking against, like Snowden, all that shit with the companies being able to tap into your phones and things like that. That it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. So I feel like now the system is just weak and barely hanging on just because we know that's all we know. Really, we know that as democracy, but it's crazy, man. What else can we do?
It's true. You can see it, you can smell it. Anyone who can't see it or smell it doesn't understand. Yeah. There's a medical term that they use in hospitals when a person has no future left on this planet, they can't be helped anymore, and they put it on the chart, CTD, circling the drain. And that's what we're doing. We're slowly circling the drain, and the circles get smaller, and they get faster. I enjoy it. Personally, I don't have a stake in the outcome. Right. I personally enjoy this circus that I've been invited to. I've often said when you're born in the world, you're given a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you're given a front row seat, and I couldn't enjoy it more.
I'm talking about
Okay.
the fact that a war is old men protecting their property by sending young men, or rich old men protecting their property by sending middle class and lower class young men off to die. It always has been. It's all about...
It really is. Think about it. All these old ass motherfuckers, I don't know if they're old, some young, some not young, but you don't see them like head first, like in the front, leading armies, you know? Like, what? You don't see that shit, you know? Like, you don't see motherfucking Elon Musk, you know, go on the war with someone, being the head of it, to fight for whatever they need to fight for. Or fucking Bush with oil, you know? You don't see him taking down any type of terrorist or other countries just because you need some oil. But they have the army to do that. It's fucked up once you start thinking about it, because if they're sending, you know, innocent people, other people that just really want to pay for school and shit like that, into war, you know, it's kind of fucked up that you're not doing it yourself, even though you're making these stands and points about how we need to invade this country, but you're not head of doing it, you know, you're not out there. You're just sitting in the bunkers and shit. It's weird. It's weird once you think about that.
All of this back and forth and debate implies that there are really choices in this country, that we really have choices, freedom of choice. It's an illusion. Americans are they're having trouble filling the slots in this all-volunteer army. I wonder why.
Raise the pay of the military.
Let me say one thing about choice. There is no real choice. They say freedom of choice. You're given an illusion of choice. Americans are meant to feel free by the exercise of meaningless choices. You don't have, you know what the choices are in this country? Paper or plastic, aisle or window, smoking or non-smoking. Those are your real choices. You began a sentence a little while ago with it's not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise that rich white men don't care about poor black people, period. So they're not high on their list. They're not high on their list.
George,
They're not high,
George,
they're not,
that's
I don't care if you
nonsense.
love me or not.
That's
They're
nonsense.
not high on the conscious or the subconscious list.
He said, I don't care if you love me or not.
In charge of things in this country, the owners, forget these foolish elections, the owners of this country don't care about the poor in general.
The owners
and
of
they
this
don't care
country,
about
what are we going... is this Karl Marx talking to me? The owners of this country are the voters of this country.
You're wrong about that, my friend.
Aren't the owners of
Absolutely
this
wrong.
country the voters in this
No,
country who
no,
elected George
they're
Bush?
not. Listen, politics, these elections are...
They're getting into it. They're getting into it. I hate when, because if you go on networks, they have to follow certain guidelines, and they can't say whatever they want to. They can't be off the wire with it. You know, Fox has to stay on the right side majority of the time. CNN has to stay on the left side majority of the time. So, with that being said, you know, you can't really, you're slaves to private companies and all these other companies. You know, you can't really go outside the lines and say whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we have freedoms, but then again, we don't, in the sense of, I guess you can say having respect for the company, like not talking about certain things, but it's like, if you believe in those things that they're telling you not to say, then is that really freedom? See, that's the big thing that I don't really understand. And technically, we are owned by private companies, you know? Like, they kind of have the say in and whatnot. Like Disney, I've said this multiple times, like Disney owns a fuck ton of shit. Like, they own damn near half the networks. So it's like, they own half of America, if not more. You know, I mean, I don't know about other places, but they kind of do. There's a Disney in China, I think, too, but I'm not sure how that works over there. But just something to think about, man.
Okay.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I'll tell you, just listen for a minute. Learn a little something.
He said learn a little something.
Are in place in order to give Americans the illusion that they have freedom of choice. You don't really have choice in this country. I have an addendum to that. The real looting in this country takes place in the transfer of the wealth from the poor to the rich. I'm sorry that you don't like class and the truth, my friend, but you're just stuck with it. Class and truth. And the poor have been systematically looted in this country. The rich have been made richer under this criminal, fascist president and his government.
Damn, who was he talking about?
You know, George, I think do you know what fascism is? You know what fascism is? You know what Nazis are?
No, wait, sir, wait, sir. When fascism comes to America, it will not be in brown and black shirts. It will not be with jack boots. It will be Nike sneakers and smiley shirts.
Damn.
Smiley. The fascism. Germany lost the Second World War. Fascism won it. Believe me, my friend.
George, you think that looting is looting okay if there's no hurricane?
First of all, property.
Can you break into tweeters whenever you want?
We're talking about. I have no problem with theft. May I be honest?
No problem with
I have no problem with theft.
True. George is defending looting, but
I have no stake in it. I have no stake in the outcome.
I think
you'll have to give them credit for
Not
it.
wrong.
They
Hey.
understand the open now. They're out in the open now. They're not even trying to conceal it anymore. The owners of the country they got their election. They said, we're going to get this election. We put you people in that court for a reason.
right,
Now's
back
the time
to
pay
earth
us.
for you now.
Yeah, forget all that stupid, will you?
Damn. See, like, I don't know if y'all watch Joe Rogan or anything like that. Like, when Eddie Bravo comes on that bitch, he's like, he talks about the owners, and he's like, well, who are the owners and shit like that. It's really hard to pinpoint who runs America, you know? Because you could say Elon Musk is the wealthiest man in America, or in the world, maybe, I think. The richest man in the world, I think, right now. But you could go on a limb and be like, if he wanted something done, he could put money towards something and be like, hey, let's get this done, just because he has the money and the power to do so. So technically, he could run America. Technically, you know? So, with that being said, what's to say that that's not already happening? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to. This is what I think about, like, 24/7, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, as growing up into like a young man and shit like that, I'm thinking about this shit because it's concerning, and like, there's nothing you can really do unless you're like extremely powerful to change some things like that, and it's very concerning to me.
They're out in the open. They're openly driving the bus, and we're all in the back.
Because of the energy policies that were created here in California, not as a result of a conspiracy, but because...
You don't need a formal conspiracy.
Right.
When interests converge, these people went to the same universities and fraternities, they're on the same boards of directors, they're in the same country clubs, they have like interests, they don't need to call a meeting, they know what's good for them, and they're getting it. And there used to be 7 oil companies, there are now 3, it will soon be 2. The things that matter in this country have been reduced in choice. There are 2 political parties, there are a handful of insurance companies, there are about 6 or 7 information things, but if you want a bagel, there are 23 flavors because you have the illusion. You have the illusion of choice.
Right.
You don't get the real importance. There's no freedom of choice.
That's a great point.
That's crazy. Yo, man, yeah. Life is an illusion. Like, all we can do is just sit back and watch this shit happen. Whatever happens, happens, bro. It's sad to say that, but it is what it is. But anyway, man, let me know what you guys think in the video in the comments down below. Say what's up, say what you said is on your mind. But like always, appreciate you guys, love you guys, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.